Hello again. It's the weekend, which means one thing. We've all had a hard time at work or school or lazing around watching anime, so we need to relax a little. What better way than seeing some more Higurashi, a world where it can be so much worse. Whether it be parasites or dark, shadowy organizations, aliens, zombies, duplicates and doppelgangers, time travel shenanigans and hide and seek. There's a lot to go through. So let's see what this one has in store for us. It's a long one, 24 episodes in this little season, so something good must happen. Great! A nice start off to any sort of Higurashi episode. That's a little more violent and visual than we'd seen before. Are we just harking back to season 1? Keiichi, the bat, the paranoia. Now, sure, it was in shadow and whatnot, but actually seeing the bat make contact was one hell of a sight. Something I don't think we got previously. God, the change in animation style and studios, I'm guessing, and everything, it's gonna be jarring a little bit. See, the weird thing with Higurashi is that all of these seasons are so different from one another. Well, maybe not 1 and 2, but now with a change in art, I actually prefer the house in this one, to be fair. I'm not sure about Rika's design, though. So is this just another retelling of one of their times through everything? Because I saw the date. Hang on a second, actually seeing the parents' face? So it's definitely odd seeing all of this after all the other seasons, especially season 1. The art style is so reminiscent of other things I've watched, and yet they changed the wheel. No, everything feels weird now. And as per usual, just having a sweet time introducing them all and trying to have a nice morning after the initial scene that we got. And based off that first bit, is this just a retreading of what we saw in season 1, or is it an entire new storyline? That's cruel. You first. So you've got the door trap above, the pins on the handle itself, which anyone could actually fall for. The teacher, the headmaster. But what is it? Is it soaked in anything? Sulfuric acid? Is there a canister of mustard gas just behind the door as well? And that was a powerful hallucinogenic. And that is how he died. Also, just going back to her character and knowing that she's a expert in setting up traps and guerrilla warfare and the like, just having it start off by showing the fun that they try and play on each other in the school, it's a good kind of basis into it. Lies and slander, she'll see you in court. If this is taken out of context, or if anyone walks in now. One that may actually, break his leg. That's a dangerous combination. Also, are we also going to see the slips into Dark Rika? Letting it known that she's been through this so many times before. I want to see it in this style. The childish Rika pulling into the face of resignation and whatnot. No one's going hungry. Seeing everything like this is so nice to be going through the village again, but having it just a slightly different style, even just vaguely in background rendering, makes it feel so fresh. I mean, look at that. The multiple torii gates leading into the shrine with that kind of composition where they're on top of each other. I will say, I think the saturation of colour is getting to me. Like, her hair is so bright. Well, the more the merrier, and the less need for a stomach pump for him. And you're going to do it without inviting them? But that doesn't mean they don't have to pay a toll. Don't undermine him. No pins or anything in these ones? The fact it's become a challenge and a game between them. There'll be nothing left. And is it now about to... No, it's not about to be stolen from her as well. And what about everyone else? Are they able to actually enjoy anything? You can't just have a normal lunch around here. Also, having lunch turn into a fist fight, that's something I've experienced, actually. Stopped somewhere. What, the trash heap? If they find the Colonel Sanders thing again, then this might be just a retelling. Yes, the trash heap. I will say, despite seeing this area a few times, and sure, we saw her in the van as her little hidey hole, her exploration of treasure wasn't really mentioned all too much after the first little foray into it. It's one of the members of the Soul Brothers. Well, that's probably not going to play out like how it was before. Free Cameramancer. Is that what I just heard? When's that class going to be playable in Path of Exile? I would say some of the designs of the characters are a little jarring compared to how I've seen them before. Tomotaki doesn't look too bad. I like that one. Don't laugh about that sort of thing. Is this the lore dump? Sorry, I was just joking. What the fuck are you on about? You know, us knowing a bit more because we know about the dam incident and everything. It takes moments like that from the first season and puts them in a different context. Well, not a different context, but a widened context. Hang on, you can't just say something like that and then wander off. So, it is just replaying exactly, well, almost exactly as before, considering the opening stance of it all. Is it going to expand on the things before that might have been a bit more of a question? Also, I'm wondering now, is this just a remake or a reboot or something? I would say that's on par with the first personality switch, seeing it from his perspective as the season one. Hopefully with this change in art style and probably increasing budget a little, some of those moments are going to hit a little better. Why does this pan look so odd? And the many, many penalties he's had to face. Torture device? Oh no, not the marker. I mean, might as well be a syringe. Anything that he can actually win? You know, it's odd because there are certain things where it's like, yeah, sure, I can just be commenting on the actual episode and going on, but some of the bits are replaying, so we know how it all goes down. So it's finding those discrepancies. However, if any of the others find it, this music. You know, an easy solution would be to hide it in the girl's bathroom, I think. Would that be a place he would immediately check? Well, it's Keiichi, actually. No half-assing it. Really. Why would you have set that up? Who's going to be, like, you know, traipsing around up in the attic space? Because at least she had fun one more time. It's a pipe bomb! Close enough. That had some force behind it. Actually separating it from the hair and the face. Nice little detail. You know, considering how bad some of the timelines and stories of this went, Keiichi taking matters into his own hands with a bat wasn't one of the worst ones, which is sad to say. And once again, going at weird two-tone because of the light from the sun. Okay, but yeah, exposition on the dam and everything that went down. When they bandy together, they can do anything. I will say the reflection in the rice fields, nice. The thick line work and heavy highlighting on those moments really quite boosts that. Did he say he was going to help out? Even if she wasn't ready. Do they not at least have gloves, considering broken glass and whatnot is going to be in the pile? Is it going to be as... actually, as I remember him. Clearing away everything and revealing the van in the process. Didn't even bring a drink or anything, considering it would be a lot of heavy lifting and manual labour. Actually seeing the bits of trash and what was left out here. Unnecessary, but nice. Don't mention needing a weapon. Seeing the bits of trash on it is a nice addition that I like. A rice cooker, the stove. Oh, how fast the times change. Also, that dam worker isn't the only thing that was left out here. Maybe it hasn't happened. Obviously, it hasn't happened this time around, but he wasn't the only one that was dismembered in this junkyard. I'm glad that the music wasn't shifted up at all, kept as we remember it. Maybe remastered a little, but having just season 1 refreshed. I wanted to go back and rewatch the first season anyway to see what I might have missed. So having it done like this, where it's the same yet different. Is it going to satiate that itch? We'll have to find out by carrying on, at least. I now kind of understand why there's 24 episodes in this season. It's going to be cut up into 3-4 episode chunks again, isn't it? Oh. We didn't have that before, did we? I don't remember Rika onlooking that incident from season 1, but now seeing it with quite an intense contact lens in. Is she always going to be there, standing and watching? What I would enjoy is seeing things like this isn't a complete redo. There are small changes, considering she's we know before. Rika went through this hundreds of times over hundreds of years, replaying the same fated outcome or outcomes. So seeing ones that we've known before, just with a tiny twist on them, would be an interesting way of furthering that on. Then again, just completely retelling it, just a new coat of paint would suffice. But yeah, small things like seeing the marker, which we knew caused a massive incident in Keiji's paranoia. It's also going to be more cooking incident with some needles inside. All of these classic they're out to get him moments. And considering that if it plays out the same, and yeah, it's all kind of his paranoia building up because he's triggered the mind virus curse paranoia stuff, is there anything else that I can pick up on that might have gone over my head the first time around? Or anything else they want to introduce. Random tidbits like Rika being all dishevelled outside the clinic when Keiichi saw her in the bushes and the woods outside. I think that bit was actually explained, just can't remember the reason. But just random bits that don't make sense out of context in the moment. Still. We know how dark and downhill everything can go and how quickly. So any time and moments where we can just sit down and watch them have fun together as a little ragtag team group club, nice to see. Even if Sadako does end up crying about it. But Higurashi is such an odd one because it could so easily have fallen into the trap of just being shock, horror, gore concept, but kept afloat with dumb moments, and mostly Rena wanted to take anything cute back home with her, but that and the added mystery, which is both supernatural and not, which is both extraterrestrial and not, which is both arcane and not, and everything simultaneously and neither. It's a nice mix. Something I've probably said before about Higurashi, but I do hope this is done like this way round this season, is something fresh while remaining similar. That's my hope for it. And yes, the art style was very off-putting. Well, not off-putting, just odd when I first saw it. But now, getting used to it, it's like, okay, fair enough. Things can be a little more expressive and the highlights are better. I think the saturation still is amped up a little too high for my liking, but fine, it's there. Seeing a little more of Keiichi's parents, what else is going to be just given to us? Little bits that get shown off which might not have any kind of significant connotation, but for ones that have seen the old pieces, the ancient manuscripts, then we get a little more out of it. Well, that's a lot of conjecture. So for now, I'm going to... I don't actually know. Try and placate myself for a week until I can watch the next one, I guess. So, if you enjoyed this, whether it be new, retold, fresh, or nostalgic, let me know. Leave a like on the video if I entertained you, a comment down below if there's anything I missed or anything you want to add, or maybe consider jumping onto my Discord. Links are in the description if you want to make sure not to miss out notifications, votes, comments, art sometimes, or simply subscribe to the channel. But for now, definitely grab yourself a bit of rest, take care of yourselves. Not everyone is out to get you. Everyone, at least. I'll see you in the next one. I need to thank each and every one of my patrons, because without them, I would be retelling the same story with no one to listen to me, which doesn't really seem that much different, really. But I do need to thank Sal, Guado, Kite, Ribbon Filamar, Wolfie Sensei, and everyone else. And if you too want to be the voice of reason in the constant paranoia that is my channel, consider joining on as well.